Welcome to the Launch Your Box podcast with weekly tips, tricks, and strategies to start, launch, and grow your subscription box. Now, here's your host, Sarah Williams.
Welcome back to the Launch Your Box podcast. I've got a great interview today. I am here with Alivia Key from the Light of the Lamb. Alivia has 2 subscriptions. We're going to talk about both of those, her journey, and then she's got a really good question for me. And it's actually 2 questions. She's a little cheeky and she got 2 questions in there, but we're going to cover all of that. But it's 2 really good questions that people ask me all the time. So Alivia, why don't you say hi and introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about your business.
Hey guys, my name is Alivia Key, and I'm a Southern girl from North Georgia, just shy of Chattanooga, Tennessee. And I actually started my business off making handmade jewelry, which was usually faith-based or Christ-centered. And then I introduced graphic tees into my business. And then along the way, I came in contact with Sarah and joined Launch Your Box 2 years ago. And I wanted to launch a t-shirt subscription. And so 2 years later, here we are. And now, was it last year? I think last spring, I launched the quarterly subscription box, which is more gifts for Christian women. So there's 2 totally different brands here. I'm super excited to be in Launch Your Box and learning from Sarah, but I'm here today to ask some little questions.
Okay, before we get into your juicy questions, let's break this down for them. So you had an existing business, and so you decided you wanted to add some recurring revenue to your business, and you thought, oh gosh, a subscription box would be great for that. So you started with your t-shirt subscription. Is that correct? Tell me a little bit about that subscription. Like, who is it for? What did you do? How'd that go for you?
I had been doing graphic tees in my business for a while and actually was seeing a demand for them because I was ordering just stock based on my own idea or choices, and certain sizes would sell out consistently. When someone introduced me to Sarah, and Sarah's already the t-shirt subscription queen, I felt like it would be a perfect match to learn from her, to see how to be able to create this membership where my current customers could actually be in on something where they wouldn't miss out every month. They were guaranteed to get their size and get the design, and also get it at a locked in rate, because the prices, when you sell your t-shirts too, are different prices. So they're locked in at this rate and the guaranteed size and design each month, and they're getting it exclusively before anybody else. So I felt like I already had the demand there. I already had the people that I knew were going to want this. And so that kind of felt easy to me.
It was beneficial for you too, right? Like that
Yes.
was the key. Like you knew exactly how many to order. You knew exactly what sizes you needed, and you could then order that quantity. So not only did it make it easy and convenient for your customer, but it made it easy and convenient for you to provide that every single month, right?
Very true. Yes. So much easier to plan. And also when you're ordering, you're not having, because like I said, my business started small. And my local printer would do I think 15 items would be my minimum. And that's what I started with. When I first started ordering shirts, period, I would get 15 and I would just guess sizes, And so, of course, when I opened the membership, I surpassed that 15. And so you're actually getting to order too and not have to worry about minimums or anything, because you're getting a solid order in each month to my printers, and you're getting better rates as well because you're getting larger quantities too. So it was definitely beneficial for me.
Okay. And so then you decide, well, this t-shirt thing's cool, but what if I did a box? So tell me about how the box came about, what's in the box, and who that's for.
Okay. And well, honestly, I never wanted a box. And I think I would always listen to your trainings on boxes and didn't feel like it related to me, or couldn't always feel how it would relate to me with a t-shirt. But I love to listen to them anyways, because I had no intentions of doing a box. I couldn't visualize a box for me. And then it was your coaching week, and I think it was in the fall, and getting to hear everyone's stories and ideas. There's nothing more inspiring than to hear other people's ideas, because your brain sometimes only can come up with so much. And so when you get to hear everyone else's ideas, I feel like your creative juices just really start flowing. And what really intrigued me the most was how many people we have in Launch Your Box that are not only box owners, but they're also small businesses themselves, and they make their own products. And that was probably what intrigued me the most. I started connecting with these women that make their own products, and I wanted to be able to include these kind of products in my subscription box. And it's literally like a light bulb just went off one day, and all of a sudden this new dream just came up. And I know everybody that's listening to this probably can relate to those dreams that we have, because we're all passionate and creatives and entrepreneurs. And you just like you say a lot, you lay awake at night laying. I remember laying in bed at night thinking of all the things that I could put in this box. And so my dream was, my idea, to have a Christian subscription box for Christian women, to bring them joy and to lift them up. And it's of gifts for them that they can leave feeling inspired to grow their faith in Christ, but to also be able to support other small businesses by including them in my box. And I wanted to do quarterly for a couple different reasons, mainly because I didn't think I could like really keep up with a monthly box right now, because I do work still full time. Mm-hmm. That's kind of where it just started, and it's grown, and I feel more ideas come along each month that I plan for the next quarterly box, but we just sent out our 5th box. So it's been a year. I'm preparing my summer box right now, but that's kind of where it came from. It was your coaching week and connecting with all the women in there. And I have got to use a few people from Launch Your Box have been in my boxes, and I have not sent you a box before either.
Well, I think we'll probably need to open one for this round of coaching week that's coming up. So I'm just going to put you on my list. Just know that we're going to open one of those. But I love how this unfolded for you, because let's just remind them what you said. You do work full time. So I think a lot of our listeners like, well, yeah, they can do it because that's what they do. Like, this is their full-time business. They have time dedicated to that, but that's not always the case. And there are a lot of people that are doing this kind of as their side gig or as their part-time gig, just really trying to get their business off the ground. So maybe someday they can eventually leave their job, but sometimes it's not even about leaving your full-time job. It's about doing something you love, doing something you're passionate about, and making a little bit extra income. And so that's where the t-shirt came in for you. And it was super easy. Like I always say, like, that's the lowest hanging fruit. You were already selling t-shirts. You already had the t-shirt customer. And so you just grabbed that group of customers and you created your first subscription, but you really learned through that. You learned about that. You learned about the process and your customer. Then you came to coaching week, you got inspired, and you created a whole new box. And you have about 45 subscribers now, right? For your quarterly box. Yeah. So let's talk through your questions, because now that we know the background a little bit, let's talk through your questions. Go ahead and hit me with them.
Okay. And I was thinking more, and the question is, how do you do a price increase? And I'm targeting that more towards the t-shirts. I do have 2 options with the t-shirt. I do one with earrings, which I make, and one with just a t-shirt. And 2 years have went by, and you kind of start to feel like, and I know, and I hate to say it, that everything has gone up, mm-hmm. You just kind of start to feel like that profit's not there as much as it was in the beginning, especially when I'm making the earrings for the earring box, which takes a long time for me. And I just was looking at maybe a minor increase at this time would be a good idea. And I have it open right now, and you had suggested opening that. And so I have had it open. And my other question was how to close it. And should I keep it open? Because I know everyone's different and what they need to do. But I know you suggest a lot of times for the t-shirt subscriptions to be open when you're still trying to grow, and mine's still growing. So 2 questions. Yeah. Like, how do you close it if you suggest closing it, but also how do you do a price increase? If you wanted to do a price increase, would you close it for a while? Like, kind of just felt like it tied together a little bit.
It does tie together. And I'm glad that you asked them, because you can use them in conjunction with each other. So everybody right now is probably feeling the inflation, the increased shipping costs. Like, all of our costs are going up no matter what level we're at, no matter if we have thousands of subscribers or 50 subscribers, all of our costs are going up. And that's a real thing that we have to address as business owners, because our costs can't keep going up and our profit keep lowering. That's not sustainable. That's not good business. And we shouldn't operate that way. You don't go to the grocery store and bread is still the same as it was 6 months ago. You're not putting gas in your car that was the same. Even last week, it's not even the same. Like, so you have to react. And I think what happens with us as entrepreneurs is like, Yeah, but I don't want to do that to my customers. Yeah, but I don't want to increase. You're going to be out of business if you don't do that. So you have to really reposition it in your mind as how can I make sure that I'm here long term for my customers? And that is going to involve in a price increase. And so your other question, and I'm going to talk you through how we're going to do this because I've got a great suggestion for you. But the other question is, should I be closing my subscription? I've been running an open model and it's been fine, but I hit a plateau and actually I started to trickle down. I'm starting to lose members now. So would it be smart for me to go ahead and close the cart to create urgency, scarcity, FOMO, all those things that we talk about inside LauncherBox that really drive our subscription businesses? And you're right. I have said for a long time, we need to run an open model when we're growing. But when we hit that plateau, that's the time. That's the time we have to make a decision. We have to give people a reason to buy from us. And if they always know that they can always buy from us, we don't have a reason to buy from us right now. Sure, that next shirt is fun and cute. And I want to make sure that I'm getting in on that, but that's not necessarily a specific reason. And so if you're experiencing that plateau, it might just be the time that we're in life right now in the world with the war and inflation and gas prices. It might be, you might be plateaued for a little while. But if you start to see that decrease, like you're seeing, Olivia, I would 100% tell you to go ahead and create a launch to close your cart. And on top of that, we can use this price increase to drive our marketing for our closed cart launch. And the way that we can do that is we can say, if you get in right now, before I close the subscriptions, you will be locked in at today's current price. And then when you reopen it again, it's automatically a higher price. And so that gives you marketing leverage to get people in. We're creating more urgency because the price is about to go up. We're creating more scarcity because you're going to lock it down for a little while. And you're creating a lot of FOMO. Like, I'm going to miss out on these great t-shirts at this great price. And then it gives you leverage to increase that price. And I know across the board, just in the t-shirt industry, our costs on t-shirts have gone up about 25% than they were even a year ago. And a year ago, it was super hard to find a shirt anyway. That's kind of leveled out a little bit now, but now the cost is going up. So not only are we paying about 25% more for our t-shirts, but we're also paying more in shipping the t-shirts to us. And so we have to factor all of that in. So I would encourage you to plan a closed cart launch. And you can do it in a matter of weeks. So when I made the decision to close the cart for my subscription box, I made the decision one day and 2 weeks later it was closed. So I want you to plan this out wherever you can do it on your calendar, because you need to go full launch mode, Olivia, in this closed cart, because you want to capitalize on the change of the closed model, the change of the price, and really drive people into your subscription. Then I'm going to encourage you to increase that price a little bit more than you initially thought you wanted to, so that you
That was my
can,
next question.
yeah, so that you can build back some of the profit that you're losing by getting a whole bunch of new people in at the lower price, right? I'm going to encourage you to go a little bit higher than you think you want to. When you open it again, and you can plan that for 3 months from now or whenever you want to do that again. But we don't want to have to do this too often, right? We don't want to raise our prices too often. So let's just make it worth it. If we're going to do this marketing effort and we're going to raise our price, let's make sure we don't have to do that again in another year or another 6 months or whatever that looks like. How does that feel to you?
That's kind of what I thought you would say. And I thought that would make the most sense. And I'm good with that. I can totally do that. I'll try to work on figuring out what I feel like the best price is too, because I feel like it is lower. And I know what some other people kind of charge too. Let me try to compare a little bit, but I'm comfortable. I can definitely do that for sure.
Okay, so let's talk through what our closed cart launch is going to look like. Let's make some plans here. So when we go full launch mode, that means we're going to do a series of lives. And I want you to be transparent, and I want you to talk about the reason why you're closing the cart. You got to know the numbers. It just makes it easier for you. You want to make sure that people get locked into this great pricing and why that's important, like why that's important right now in the world. So I want you to speak to those things when you're launching your closed cart. Like, this is why we're doing it, because we need their buy-in. We need them to understand we're not just doing this just to do this. Like, we're doing this because of some things. I want you to bring on a couple of your longtime members. And I want you to do a live, maybe 2 or 3 at a time, and have like girl chat on a live and let people really understand that it's more than just a t-shirt, right?
Yeah.
It's more than a t-shirt. How does that t-shirt make them feel? How do you feel when you walk in your closet and you know you can put something on that not only means something to them, with their Christian faith, but also makes them feel good about themselves. And so I really want you to talk about that and let them share their stories of what that means to them, because it could mean different things to them. I need other people to see that in other people other than you, right? Like, that's why I do the podcast, because I want people listening to see that if you can't relate to me, could you relate to Alivia? Can you relate to the last guest I had? And so that's important to show our members and our subscribers. Like, are all these people relatable? So you're young and gorgeous and cute. So get someone older, different sizes, different demographics, so that if I'm watching you, I'm thinking, yeah, I could be her mom. I probably wouldn't look good in that shirt. So I want you to think about that when you get a diverse group of women together, that you all can have a great conversation around your faith and around why they are being subscribers, because that's going to go a long way for you. I want you to have fun with your ads. So I want you to run some closed cart ads, and it starts with just an announcement. So I want you to do a live the very first day that when you're ready to do your launch. This is what's happening. This is why. Turn that into an email, link your live, and send that out to your entire list. And then I want you to follow it up with some of these things, like a group chat live, another live answering questions, and maybe showing off some of the past shirts that you had. Like, check this out. This was one of my favorites. I designed this because of this. Like, give some meanings behind your designs. And then I want you to have a lot of fun with your ads and your posts. So some silly, some serious, some deep, meaningful thoughts around different things, but really some lightheartedness too. Like, put a lot of different things out there and see what resonates with your subscriber base, and then just go all in like you would any other launch. And I would almost bet you will probably double or triple your subscriber base during your closed cart. I gave about a 2-week period. I needed them to understand. I didn't want to do it so, like, I normally do a launch like 4 or 5 days, but I felt like I was going to miss people because this was something new and very different. So I gave people 2 weeks from the time that I announced it till the time that I closed the cart. So give them a little bit of time to understand what's happening and why, and then go all in on it.
So you would suggest, like you said, normally we do like a 4 or 5 day launch. So do a 2-week version and kind of follow the same path. I always follow your like email and live kind of schedule that you shared with us forever ago, and just kind of apply that to a 2-week time frame.
Yeah, but spread it out, because people are going to be sick of you in 2 weeks if you show up like that every day and you email them every day. Don't do that. Don't annoy them.
I wouldn't even be able to talk to people that much. I would feel so stupid. So
yeah, just spread it out, but make sure that that's the sole focus of the 2 weeks. You're not showing them patriotic stuff. You're not showing them something else. Like, for 2 weeks straight, your talking points, your email, your social media is all about a past shirt, a current subscriber, do some testimonial posts, do an email, all of it is about that, but you don't have to like email them 2 or 3 times a day and show up live every day and all of that stuff like we would normally do in a launch. But I need your message over the 2 weeks to be consistently about the same thing.
Okay. And I love the idea of having subscribers on. I think a few other people have done that and they've talked about it. And I tried it with my box when I relaunched my box just in the springtime. And I brought 2 people on that live local to me, but I knew that they would probably get on there with me and talk. And they both were so amazing. And it's like you said, I can say something all day long, but hearing it from other people is going to resonate deeper with these people who maybe don't even know me either, but they may know the person that's on there. And they're going to say something different than what I would say. Cause when you're saying it yourself, it's like you're trying to sell your business or your product to somebody. But when they're saying it, they're saying it because they love the product that you're selling. And so it's definitely more authentic. So I like that. I definitely will do that.
We naturally don't talk about ourselves or about what we do the way someone else would. It's hard for us, especially as women. I think guys can get up there and do that all day long, but for women, we're like, yeah, I do this little thing, you know? So get your biggest supporters, your longtime subscribers, and just call it girl talk. And I like to have like 3 or 4.
Yes.
So that way, if one is super shy, I'm not like drawing it out of her the whole time, but the others will talk enough for her. But it's a really fun, they're going to share hopefully on their pages, you know, and they're going to share with their friends that might want it, but just create like a really fun setting to talk about who they are and what they do and why they love their subscription, because it will resonate with a lot of people.
Yes, I think that's and I've never done that with which I haven't really launched my t-shirt membership because it's been open. I haven't launched it in a long time. And so I feel like it would just revitalize it to like bring more attention to it right now, because it's kind of just there. Like, yeah, you said, it's easy. People can just get it whenever they want to.
It needs to be put in the forefront. And here's what else I'm going to just challenge you on, because I know your business a little bit better because you've been with me for a long time. You're not doing this in your group.
I
need to do it on your page.
I haven't. I've been doing everything on my page. And, you know, I don't know if you saw, but somebody commented in Launch Your Box yesterday, should they open a Facebook page or maybe they're going to listen to this, or a group page. And I scrolled by it for a second. And I was like, nope, I'm going to go back and I'm going to comment because I'm that person. And I told her, and I don't remember her name, but I said, do a business page. And that's all I said, do a business page. And then I was like, no, I need to tell her more. So I went back and I said, I did that in the beginning because I didn't know either. And I had a group and a business page because she said, what was the difference? And I said, you do feel like you have the intimacy in your group sometimes, but I was like, your page is going to grow more. Facebook is going to show that to people. You're going to be able to run ads to it, things like that. It's going to be different. And so I do. And I told her, I said, Sarah suggested to me, whatever I post on the business page, though, to share into my group. And so that's what I've been doing forever now, as I just share it into my group all the time, the same post, which also I think shows like the audience reach, you know, to your page too. But I do that. And I don't go live in my group anymore, hardly. I don't do much. I do it on my page now. So.
Okay, great. I'm feeling good about this conversation already. I was like, she's going to do this behind closed doors and no one new is going to see it.
No, I do it now. I'm not good at going live on Instagram. I don't know why, but it's like a totally different audience. I feel like I have on Instagram and Facebook, and I don't know them. And it makes me super nervous. So I don't do it on Instagram. You're going to make me do it. Yeah, you're going to.
Yeah, I'm about to make you. I'm about to make you, because here's why, Alivia. If you're not doing it right now, you might be missing a whole new group of people that have not been subscribers because you haven't connected with them.
Yes.
And so it's a great opportunity. They're already following you for a reason. So it's a great opportunity to reach out and connect with them on Instagram in their world, what they like to look at most. And it doesn't have to be different than what you do on Facebook. Yeah, you can do it on Facebook and share it on Instagram. I do that a lot. But I want you to make sure you do at least one live on Instagram telling people about the closed cart. And maybe it's as easy as going live on Instagram the morning that you're going to tell people that you're closing a cart. And then that evening, going live on Facebook in the morning, going live on Instagram in the evening. You're going to catch a different time of day. You might catch a different person. And that might be a whole new opportunity for new subscribers that you've never tapped into before. That's just sitting right there waiting for you to show up. So I'm going to challenge you to do that at least once. I think you should do it twice during the 2 weeks. Okay.
Okay. You know, I'm going to do whatever you tell me to do too. I'm going to have to do it because Sarah told me to.
It's all about accountability, Alivia.
I'm okay
all right.
with that.
So you're feeling good about the price increase?
Yeah. I just need to figure out where that's at right now.
Okay. So I want you to take in all the costs. I want you to look at the last couple batches of shirts that you've ordered, and I want you to price that against a year ago. And I want you to look at shipping costs, and I want you to look at printing costs and everything. And then I want you to add to that. Okay. I want you to plan for more inflation if it happens. And if it doesn't, we got more profit. Okay. But I don't want you to have to turn around and price increase again in another 6 or 8 months. So plan for that. We can work through that in the group if you want to do a post about it when you start looking at those numbers. And then let's get a date for this closed cart. Do you have a date in mind?
No, but I'm thinking you said no patriotic, so I need to get it away from anything that would be patriotic.
A 2-week time period where you wouldn't want to advertise anything else. Yeah.
And so I'm thinking, I know that I'm going to post that shirt soon. So I'm thinking probably mid June or end of June, maybe.
Because it's almost too late to sell patriotic stuff by then.
Yeah, like I'm not going to be selling them anyways. And so maybe the end of June, I could go ahead and, yeah, I think I could do that.
And you need to make sure that July design is amazing. Okay.
Yes.
So that has to be a big draw. So do something amazing. Not that they're not all amazing, but just consider that when you're making that design, like what is going to get their attention when I put it in front of them.
When you say be transparent, I'm going to ask you this question because I'm not good at being transparent. And I work at a salon. That's my full-time job. We actually just did a price increase there for the same reasons. We haven't increased our prices in 9 years, and I'm okay with doing an increase, but I do hate having to be like, well, everything's gone up. I mean, they know everything has gone up, but you feel like everybody's doing it and you're like, I'm going to do it too, It's like, how much transparency do I like, what do you want me to say? Cause I'm going to do whatever you tell me to do. Like, I just want to be like, what do I really need to say and what not to say,
I think you need to be true to yourself. I think you need to be the Alivia that's right here in front of me. This has been on my heart for months. I have worried about this. I have laid up at night thinking about this. And I know that it's necessary to be successful in business and to have longevity with my business that I have to increase my prices. The cost of t-shirts have gone up. The cost of shipping has gone up. And anybody that knows anything is going to understand, yes, that's exactly why she's doing it. But I want to make sure that you lock your price in right now. Also, I'm closing it. I'm closing it because the supply chain is uncertain. I have to know what I need and I can't leave that open all the time. So you have to be transparent, but this is what I need too. I need to be able to know how many shirts I'm going to need, when I'm going to need them and not guess every single month. Like that was one thing that I talked about when I closed my cart. Like I feel like I'm just throwing a dart at a dartboard every month, guessing how much product I was going to need. And it was so stressful for me. And you need to tell them that too. You need to tell them what it's like to be a business owner when you're uncertain and when the supply chain's uncertain and what kind of uncertainty that brings to you. And this is going to be so much better for you because you'll be able to manage it a lot easier. It's going to be better for the subscribers because they'll be locked in. They won't have to ever worry about not getting one of the shirts or anything like that. And they can get the price right now before you have to do the increase. Before I increase it, I'm giving you you're doing them a favor. I'm giving you the opportunity to get in now and lock this price in before I make that increase. And so you have to convey the message of it's good for me. It's good for you. And I'm giving you an opportunity to lock in before I make that change. And they're going to love you. Just be open about it. I think that some people just try to beat around the bush about it. Like, yeah, I got to do this thing, but just say, hey, I have to do this. I know that you guys want my business to be around in 5 years and I do too. And this is why we have to do that. This is why bread's gone up and milk's gone up. And at the salon, we just had to do this and tell them how hard it is for you to tell your customers that you have to do this. And they're going to relate to that and they're going to understand that. And they're going to be like, I'm in, whatever you need me to do, I'm in.
Okay. I'm good with that. I can totally do it.
Okay. I know you can do it. All right. So if you want to find Alivia, because now we're all going to be watching her closed cart. Alivia, where can our listeners find you?
You can follow me on Facebook and Instagram. Both are Shop Light of the Lamb. And then you can find me at shoplightofthelamb.com.
I think we'll all go follow you on Instagram so we can make sure you're doing an Instagram live at the end of the month. But also I want to ask you a question because you've been with me for a few years and you know that we have people listening that are still thinking about doing a subscription. Maybe they've started and it didn't go as well. What advice would you give to them?
Well, I would say part of what you said earlier, I do work. I also am in a really busy season. I have two very small children, a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old. And we're just really busy. I know a lot of them out there probably are in a season that's similar to that. And so I don't feel like I get to work my business as much as I want to do it. It doesn't feel full time. It feels like a side hustle. And sometimes it literally feels like it's just hustle all the time, but I want to do it. And even if I can get in, I have set to date Wednesdays I'm at home, and Wednesdays I work my business full time. And so you try to do whatever you can do. That would be my suggestion. Don't be hesitant and think that you can't do it. Try to find time in your schedule, create a day that's solely for that, and put in whatever you can put in at that time. Don't compare yourselves to, like you said, the people that do get to do it full time, and think that you need to be like them, because everybody's path is different. So do what you feel like you can do right now and start there and start somewhere. And Launch Your Box it literally has every single thing that you're going to need. And I have been here 2 years. So I've been here from, I guess, probably the beginning, pretty much.
Yep.
And so I've seen all the trainings that have came through the 2 years, and literally everything you need to start is in there. And not only is the trainings there, Sarah's there, but the members are there, and the members are going to answer questions constantly. They're going to help you, and they're going to cheer you on. And it's like, it couldn't be a better time to do it now, to just start somewhere.
Can I just take a minute and recognize you for a minute, because you do work full time. You do have 2 small kids, and you have 100 subscribers. Your 2 subscriptions reap 100 subscribers. So I know that if someone like you can do this, anybody listening can do this. It's about carving out a little bit of time in your schedule every week to make one more step forward in what you want to do. And I'm just really excited for you. Like, getting to 100 subscribers is a big deal. And so I don't ever want you to think that that's small or little, because it's a big, big deal. And I'm really, really excited for you.
Thank you so much.
And I can't wait to see that double. It's going to double. Get ready.
I hope so.
All right. Let's go over and watch Alivia close the cart. Alivia, thank you for asking your question on the Ask Sarah series.
Thank you for having me.
If the idea of creating a subscription box is swirling around in your head, I encourage you to head over to launchyourboxwithsarah.com, get on our waitlist, and grab some of our free downloads to help you get started. That's launchyourboxwithsarah.com.